Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'm very proud to be invited here to share this topic about the cost-effective solution of metal waste recovery. And to begin with, today we're talking about two topics. First one is about metal waste recovery in plating industry. And then I will present you about our system of nickel recycling. So in the past, many plating shops, they are thinking the wastewater are unavailable. But in fact, there are many different types of metal content in wastewater. And it can be either recovered or recycled. But only a few plating shops, they are doing metal recovery, especially for precious metal plating or in PCB industry. And this metal recovery is not really a popular topic in general plating. But with the rise of environmental awareness and in recent years, environmental protection law has become more and more strict. And it leads to the wastewater treatment costs become very higher. So many plating shops start to think maybe we should get metal recovered, especially for the wastewater treatment. So today, I just will go over just quick for most common method to recover metal. And there are five types to recover metal most commonly can be used in plating industry. The first one is evaporation and condensation. This is it's like a simple way just by heating up temperature and increase the pressure to retrieve the metal. But this is not very cost effective because it spends a lot of money and it's very energy consumed. And the second one is electrolytic type process. It's basically to electrolyte the wastewater or metal content water to retrieve metal. And the third one is electrodeposition. It's more like electroplating process. It's to plate or deposit the metal on certain subject to get the metal. And the fourth one is rinsing. And here we are talking about is ion exchange rinsing. So here is to use rinsing to catch certain or your target metal and then turn it into a liquid form and get back to use in your plating line. And the final one is the membrane film. And this one is mainly to recycle water first. And then you can get a metal content concentrate and then get back used in your plating line. So these five are most popular common way you can use in plating shop. And then I'll go over our own system about recovering nickel. And our system is using ion exchange rinsing. And we choose these technologies because we want to selectively to recover nickel from plating line. And also we can recycle the water back to the line to use. So we start to think either we can treat the wastewater or we can find a source from the wastewater. So we choose to treat the rinsing water after the nickel tank. So we can get the nickel back into nickel sulfate solution. So we can get about 99% of nickel recycled as nickel sulfate solution. And then about 80, and because nickel can be isolated, so water can also be recycled. About 85% of water can be recycled and back to the line. So it can and it also can decrease the wastewater discharge. And here, because we use ion exchange, so I just briefly explain the mechanism. Here we select special rinsing, which have very high selectivity to nickel. So first, there are 3 reactions. The first, we call it absorb. So absorb is to absorb the, we use a sodium type of rinsing to absorb nickel, and then get the nickel type rinsing. And then we use sulfuric acid to go over rinsing, and then get the nickel sulfate solution. And the third reaction is to turn the rinsing back into its original form. So we call it a regeneration. So we use sodium hydroxide to replace the hydrogen and get the rinsing back to its original sodium form, sodium type. And the next page will just show you the graphic, so it get you easy to understand how this mechanism works and how we design this process. So the first, this you can see is the column filling of the sodium type of rinsing. And then the nickel content, the rinsing water will go through the column, and nickel will start to be absorbed. And in the second column, and then the second picture is to show you when nickel is fully absorbed. And then we do the sulfuric acid to do the transformation to get the nickel sulfate solution. And then the final one is to replace the hydrogen with sodium and get it back, get the rinsing back to its original type. So this rinsing can be again used to absorb the nickel again. So we don't need to abandon or replace the rinsing. And this final page is to show you how this nickel recycle system works with the plating line. So usually after nickel tank, we usually have one recant tank to get the nickel plating solution. And then parts will go over into 3 rinsing tank. And rinsing water will, fresh rinsing water will go from the tank 3, rinsing tank 3, and then overflow to tank 2, and then to tank 1. So inside the tank 1, the water contains high concentrate of nickel. And this high concentrate nickel water, nickel rinsing water will go to our system for nickel recovery process. And here we have the 3 cottage, or you can say the 3 column of the rinsing. Why we want to design 3 column? Because we want to the plating shot can do plating and nickel recovery at the same time. So we call it, it's like an online process. So we don't need to do the offline process, which means plating line must be stopped and then you do the recycle. So if you need to stop the plating line and then do the recycle, means this is not cost effective. It's not really good option. So we will go over the rinsing water, we'll go over the cottage A, and then go to the B, and then go to C. And of course, the cottage A will be the first one to be fully absorbed of nickel. And then nickel, and the system will switch the water flow to the B and then goes to C. And then cottage A will just separate nickel and then go over turn into a nickel sulfate solution, and then go over the regeneration to its original type. And the water flow will go over from B, C, and then to A. And then once again, B will be full, and doing the process again, and flow will go to C, A, then B, and go on and go on. So as a result, we can get nickel sulfate solution and then water recycle. On the left-hand side, we have the nickel sulfate solution, which you can use back to plating line. Usually we put into a semi-bright nickel tank. On the right-hand side, we have water can recycle, can either use back to your plating line. Usually you use back to your plating line. And some plating shop will use back to rinsing water, or you can use back to make up the cleaner or make up for post-treatment, and about 15% of water for discharge. And here our performance for this equipment is we can get very good quality of the nickel sulfate solution, about 260 gram per liter of concentration. So it's almost like a ready to use. And then water, it's good quality and can use back to either to your rinsing water or for makeup for cleaner. And also for wastewater, you can have very low content of nickel. For a few of our customers, we measure their nickel content in their wastewater after the nickel recycling process. Average is about, it's below 0.5 ppm. So it meets most the regulation in most countries right now. So above is my presentation for today, and thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the sharing from Mr. Hong, and thanks for the great sharings from our lecturers today. Let's take a short break. There are other topics coming up. We will be right back.